Born and raised, streets of the L. Bloodline, all grind for the mail. Lifestyle, all shine and prevail. No more homies that's sitting in a cell. No more calls to bounty hunters for bail. No more trips to court and the county jail. Now I straight focus on blazing a trail. And I dip on these haters cause they feeble and frail. Pray to the Lord that I fail. But homie, I'm down to line them up like a rail. Never chase tail, inhale and exhale. I stay red cause we took in that green kale. Yeah.
What's your name? Where you from? Well, people ask me where the name Sosa comes from. It has nothing to do with Scarface, the movie. It has nothing to do with Sammy Sosa, the baseball player. It's got nothing to do with Chief Keef. Sosa, that's my last name. My given name is Michael Sosa. People holler in the streets at me, they just go, Sosa, you know, so it kind of just stuck, and, you know, that's my name, you know, and so why would I want anything different, you know? You know, it's mainly been a hobby for me. I guess you could say I've kind of been under the underground because I've never really chased it as a monetary thing, or I think it's just always been like a way of letting off some steam, is to go in my room, play some tracks, and write something down. El dulce perfume, which basically it means the sweet flavor, the sweet perfume of the old school. Basically, what it boils down to is there's nothing like the old school. I feel like music now, hip-hop industry has kind of gotten away from its roots a little bit. Hip-hop first started, it was a man and a microphone and a DJ with a beat, and it wasn't all just computerized. So it's not like people haven't been rapping about the shoes and their chains and their rims since the beginning of time, but sometimes you just gotta say something a little bit smarter, and I feel like that's where hip-hop has kind of lost its way. What it boils down to is I like people to listen to my stuff and say, you know, that's a throwback to the old school. I don't try to be gangsta. I don't try to be exactly conscious. I don't try to be trap or any of that stuff. Influences on me have been, of course, people always mention NWA, but I was listening to stuff like Ice-T and Schoolie D, who were doing like original crime rhyme stuff. And I've always been influenced by groups like Coop from the Bay, which was like a political conscious group. I got into 40, Ice Cube's cousin Cam, Spice One, but I would say the biggest influence on me was Pac himself, because I love Pac. He dealt with pretty much every situation you could come across in the ghetto, and he handled it in a manner that could be respected. I try to put a message in all my music, like our vision has to be broader and wider than that. I mean, we can't just remain trapped by, you know, a 5 or 10 mile radius. You know, we got to get out and see other things. We got to recognize that there's a whole big wide world out there. I come from 700 block Northeast Street. I'm not on that block anymore, but there's a lot of old homies that are still there. As far as my hip hop identity, that's where I first brought a tape out and played it for the homies, and everybody was surprised and was like, oh shit, you do music?